and all praises, honor, and glory to our power Yahweh. Baha Shem Yahweh Shai, Baha Shem Rachak Kodash. Double honors to the apostles, the bishops, and the elders of Great Millstone. Peace and blessings to the hopeful elect of the tabernacles of David, scattered throughout the four corners of the earth, and wherever you may be, and wherever you may be, to you I say, Shalom, Yahshua, Shalom. I'm going to get into this video here. I'm not going to play the whole entire video, which I still don't know her name. I watched a whole bunch of her videos, and I like watching her videos because one thing I like about watching her videos is she doesn't do a lot of talking. She'll say what she has to say at the beginning and say what she has to say at the end. But other than that, she pretty much lets the videos play. All right, and that I can appreciate. Okay, now I'm not saying that certain videos, some people don't make good points here and there, but she definitely lets her videos play. And I'm not going to play the whole entire video. It's about 30 minutes of footage. I'm just going to play some of them because pretty much the point is going to be made. But this is part of the Lord destroying this place. This is what Babylon the Great has been reduced to. Okay. But before I get into anything, because I'm probably going to grab just a couple scriptures, call it a day, or evening, I should say, at night. And like I said, I'm not going to play the whole video if I remember. I'll put the link in the description so you can watch the whole video yourself. I still haven't watched all of it. It's probably about maybe 10 minutes or so, if that. I still have to watch of it. But yeah. As a matter of fact, I'll just play it from the beginning, let her see what she's gonna say, and then I'll roll right into the videos. All right. There's a new trend circulating online, and it is dumpster diving. Now, I know the concept is nothing new. We've heard about this before, but more Americans are doing it to stretch their budget. With grocery prices still elevated, housing costs consuming larger portions of household income, and many families struggling to get ahead, some people are turning to this option, and they've never really imagined that they would consider it. So you see everyone do those grocery hauls, but have you ever seen anyone do a dumpster haul? We went out to the local dumpster tonight, and we got a bunch of fresh fruits and some vegetables, some jalapenos, some herb even. So you see all those people that do all of the hauls. This one split open on the way home, so we'll give that to our lizard. But you see a bunch of people do the grocery hauls and say, oh, it's $400 for this, $400 for that. Well, this was all free. Safe from the landfill.
You are not going to believe what I found in the Aldi dumpster. Not just this, but not one pack of muffins, a case of muffins in the Aldi dumpster. They are Best Buy today. You should be disgusted, and not because I took these out of the dumpster. You should be disgusted that they were in the dumpster and that they did not donate these or discount them to where somebody could enjoy them. I'm gluten-free. I can't eat these. I'm going to give them away. But you should be disturbed because we are paying for this. When we buy our food, it's not just the economy. This impacts the prices of our food. Their waste, the waste of these places. This is not just one Aldi's location. This is every Aldi's location. They're all throwing things away.
Grocery prices are higher than ever, and yet this is what a grocery store dumpster looks like. These are perfectly fine, just got thrown out because the package is open. Packages are dinged. Killed a tuna so it could end up in a trash can. Berries. These are starting to go moldy. I actually understand why they end up throwing a lot of these away.
I actually need to start a new compost, so this is perfect. I'm going to focus on this instead of the stuff that you can still eat.
Eggs. I bet one of these cracked. Can't plant a chicken, but you can use it as fertilizer. Ripped package. Open package. Onions. Got one that's bad. Greek yogurt. Dinged up container. Still sealed though. Another bag of grapes that's been opened. And another. Bananas. There's always so many bananas. We overthrew so many countries to have enough bananas that we can just throw them away. Still tons of food left, but I'm literally out of room. Alright. One trip. Time to separate this out and
everything I can't eat, I'm going to compost in place to build this herb spiral. It's too late for it to feed people directly, but it can go back into being soil and it'll feed people eventually. Good eggs out, and then the rest, even the packaging, can be composted. All the lactic acid bacteria that ferments yogurt, that's great for composting. So many berries go to waste in this country. Most of their time being ripe is spent being shipped around. By the time they get to the store, they only have a couple days before they get moldy. And it's a good thing all the citrus is getting thrown away. It's not like our citrus groves are dying.
Nobody wants to eat that.
Or moldy potatoes. Then the fun part, breaking it down into smaller pieces with a shovel. Then putting all the single-use plastics back in the trash because you can't use it for anything, but at least it fed people, right? I did manage to save a bunch of citrus, onion, potatoes, and some eggs, and all these clamshells that I can start seeds in. Then put all the extra food in my little free pantry to give away because I can't eat all this.
Alright, y'all, I went dumpster diving, and this is what I found. I came across this store, and I saw an employee bringing out 3 shopping carts full of stuff. So, of course, after he went in, I pulled my happy little butt right on up and had to check it out. Unfortunately, all of this stuff was thawed, which probably means their freezer went out.
So why shop at the front of the store when you can shop at the back of the store? Looks like they cleared out all their pre-made stuff. We got all our snack packs here. I think I might take all these like ginger shots. They're not even bad. They didn't even go bad yet. Usually I'm just taking stuff to feed our chickens, but these are obviously haven't gone bad. Because really, we've evolved for millions of years. Like, your sense of smell is your best friend when you're, like, considering questionable stuff, right? Just give it that good old sniff test. Dude, dill pickles, like, packed olives don't go bad. We got case packs of these dilly bites. Yeah, the deeper I dig, it's more and more apparent. Like, I'm pretty sure their freezer failed here. I think I'm just going to take this whole box. This is the first thing I'm going to drink here. I know a few people who dive in this area. I'll shoot them a message on TikTok and let them know they got to get out here. There's some good stuff. Because I didn't take nearly all of it. The Aldi's right over there, their like freezer must have gone down. So it's like full of snack, all like the to-go stuff you can get. I just picked some stuff up. We have one of these ginger shots. It's all frozen. What a jackpot, man. You loaded this. Oh my gosh, bro. The car's already getting loaded.
Like
I don't think we're able to fit all of them in there.
Trash.
Oh my gosh, look at all these shits, guys.
Bunch of junk food.
All these boxes. Man, what do you got, man?
My cookies.
Your
Called
cookies,
food,
man?
bunch of
With
junk.
some milk. Holy cow, man. So much stuff in here.
Those grandma cookies, they actually got contains bioengineered ingredient on the package. Because I remember those back in the days. They didn't used to have them on the package, and at some point, they actually started printing on the package. Now, either they were already doing it, and they just weren't putting it on the package, and they started, or at some point, whatever bioengineered ingredient was going into it, they started to put it in there, and they started to put it on the package. But I remember those granny cookies back in the days, mainly those chocolate chip ones. They used to have a bioengineered ingredient on the package, and they started to do it. But yeah, all this junk anyways.
A little bit of dumpster diving. Here's our first stop. This is behind the pet store. We're hoping to get some dog food. Looks like it's mostly boxes. We're gonna just let's see. Ooh, nice boxes. I'm gonna grab these. These will be turned into reusable shopper bags. Next one is CVS. The gate is open, which means it's probably been emptied. But no. Guys, we got plants. Okay, some sparkling water, 2 packages. There's more. We're gonna see if we can get those too. Okay, and here's all the plants. Just gotta get them loaded. Next stop, Aldi. Lots of like packing stuff. There is some food down there, so I'm gonna do some digging. Oh, pizza. It's pretty light to me. Ooh, that box. Got a can. Take that. Oh, I see another pizza down there, so I'm gonna stop recording and try to grab that pizza. Alright, we also got organic bananas down in here. Leaving these for the next person, because I know there are other people that dumpster dive here. Ooh, I also got some eggs. So just 2 broken, so 10 good eggs. Give them a good rinse, toss them in the fridge. Alright, here's the final Aldi haul. I found 2 cans of carrots and 3 cans of these chicken mushroom soup, the 10 eggs, these are the bananas I'm taking, and I have 3 pizzas. Let's get them loaded. Alright, we're gonna see if we can get into the dollar store. Okay. I see like one thing in there I want. I might try to get that bin, but this is as far as it opens. So, okay, this is the only thing I was able to get out of there. It's like a flash memory game. We'll see if it works. It might just need batteries. Alright, we are at a consignment shop. It's not looking good. Oh, found some scrap metal. Those I think are brake rotors or something, and that might be, yeah. So I'm gonna grab those, and that one's pretty beat up, so just gonna grab those. Okay, I also found a head in here. Okay, we are now at these metal bins, and there are people that leave food outside of these. So we're gonna take that because technically, since it's not in the bin, first of all, they don't accept food. It's clothing. Second of all, when it's outside of the bin, it is considered refuge or abandoned property because it's just in this parking lot at that point. So I can 100% take this. Plus, if I don't, it's probably gonna get rained on and ruined. So I'm gonna grab that. This is crazy. There's so much food in here. I'm not sure about this. I don't know how long this has been here. But the rest of it is all just canned goods, so it should be fine. All right, this should be our last stop of the day. This is another grocery store. Yeah. All these bags are like, you can kind of see like the meat packaging. So this one I can't check in the summer because it smells horrendous. There is some stuff down there. I don't think it's worth getting into. This is also a very tall dumpster, so I'm kind of bummed. There are some cans down there, which would probably be fine. And some like frozen dinners, which would probably not be fine at this point, but I'm not gonna be able to get them. And I think they're like olives. We won't even eat them, so unfortunately we're gonna have to leave those behind. But that's just how it goes sometimes. And yeah, so that's all the stuff we got today. That was just, I think maybe like an hour, maybe less. So we did pretty good today. You can see all of our stuff back there and an unconscious toddler. So we're gonna go home and get everything unloaded and put away.
Not that I necessarily like finding good stuff still in dumpsters, but it's always when I roll up in flip-flops, there's usually good stuff because I can't hop in. But we'll see. Take this whole box, a to-go box. That's what I call it, a to-go box. Still not gonna hop in. Not in these babies. Said lemons. When life gives you lemons from a lemonade, life gives you lemons from a dumpster, you make lemonade. I just went to the grocery store yesterday and I literally bought one lemon because I'm like, a bag or one? And I'm like, I'm just gonna buy one. Lemons. We'll check them for recalls when we get home because whenever there's one of the same thing, sometimes you gotta be careful. Oh, I'll take this from my hamster. Some appies and appies. We taking the appies. Not hopping in. The reach. Oh, for lemons. All right, so I did come in. But just quickly. Grab these cans. Because what happens is when one is broken or the box is broken, they throw them all away.
It finally happened. Late last night, I found a massive bread stash while dumpster diving. Companies will throw out day-old bread and baked goods, and as you can see, they're all individually wrapped in plastic bags, so I feel perfectly fine taking them. Since I found way too many loaves of bread for my small RV to handle, I decided to make some goodie bags for the homeless that I'm hoping to give out before work today. First things first, I cut up the pieces that I wanted to keep for myself. I've completely stuffed my freezer and my fridge everywhere has bread and baked goods. First thing this morning, I got up super early and did a compost run to see if I could find any fresh fruits and vegetables, and I sure did. I ended up grabbing some apples, bananas, cauliflower, some broccoli, and some celery. And this is how I clean my fruits and vegetables that I grab from the compost bin. I use Trader Joe's fruit and vegetable wash and leave it in the cold sink for quite a while to clean off everything. I also ran to Target for a couple more essentials that I would use to construct the goodie bags. Each bag gets half a loaf of bread that I individually wrapped with foil or wax paper, and then they got these little box of craisins, little packets of peanut butter, And then I found these disposable wipes. So half the bag got the disposable wipes, and I didn't have enough wipes, so the other half got little mini deodorants. Then I picked through all the apples that I found the ones that had the least amount of bruises, which honestly, they were all perfectly fine. The ones with bruises, I'll cut up later for myself. Then I took bananas, and I was a couple bananas short, so I just grabbed some from my stash. And here we have it. I ended up with 10 bags. I'm going to drive around the areas that I know have the most homeless and hand them out before work tonight.
This is what it looks like when the entire freezer section at Target fails. Don't want to get caught here. Look at all this cheese, but it's been out here a couple of days and it's been kind of warm. You can see it's like deformed. We got lots of meat, tons of organic milk in a dumpster. You know, stuff like this, it's like, that's probably fine, right? Pork sausage. I bet you these pickles are fine. How can you find something like this? Well, you got to keep an eye out for the roll-offs behind these big box stores. Yes, they all do have compactors, but when they're throwing away a ton of stuff, like when this freezer fails, they're going to get a roll-off, so they don't want to just like fill up that compactor in one go, or they're throwing out a lot of big stuff they can't fit in there. So that's why I always swing behind those big box stores and those plazas just to see if there's one back there, and I take a peek in, and that's how you find it.
It was empty the other day when we were here. Ooh, we got some goodies today. Or Blake could just open his window. So do not sell. Ooh. Ooh, big ducky. Holy shit. Yeah. Salsa? Y'all like the sticks, right? Yeah. Holy shit, there's a whole thing of salsa. Oh my god. No more salsa. Oh, there's cheese, but I don't know how long that's been in here. Oh, there's a little baby bean dip. Oh, here's some cheese. I don't know. I think it'll be okay. Oh, jalapeno popper dip. Ooh. Oh, stop it. Fucking Dorito pretzels. There's a lot of salsa. These bags have holes in them. Shoot. Oh, I love this stuff. Food.
I'm gonna stop right there. You pretty much get what's going on here. Let's just grab a couple scriptures here. So yeah, that's pretty much you see what the deal is with these folk. Now, like I said, I haven't watched the entire 30 minutes. I skimmed through some of the other end of it. Now, I'm just gonna go off face value because we really don't know who's who in this world. Just basically, to make a statement off of face value. You notice something that I noticed? All of these people were Edomites. All these people were Edomites. Okay. Let me get this here. I just want a couple scriptures. I'm gonna close right on out. But this is what you have this place being reduced to. People complaining about everything, price of living, and everything. All right. And the more and more time goes on, the more prices go up, prices go down, prices go up, prices go down. But eventually, prices are going to be so high that people are not going to be able to, purchase anything. All right. There's going to be people out here who have money, but there's going to be nothing to purchase. Okay. With the way things are going. Let me get this. Jeremiah 51:7. Babylon hath been a golden cup in the Lord's hand that made all the earth drunken. The nations have drunken of her wine. Therefore the nations are mad. Babylon is suddenly fallen and destroyed, which, there's going to be actual destruction of Babylon, but, there's a systematic slow destruction, which is by declining of this society. Right? First, chaos happening, and then destruction by missiles. But let's keep reading. It says Babylon is suddenly fallen and destroyed. Here's the point why I came over here. Howl for her, take balm for her pain, if so be she may be healed. I don't even think I think I might have in the past looked at this word balm. Let's see what balm goes into. Which I pretty much know what a balm is, but I just want to pull a word up. A kind of balsam, balm, salve. Yeah, as medicine, all right? Crack as pressure, hence to leak. Yeah, so, and that's what's happening with this place, is cracking under pressure. Well, yeah, like a medicine. Okay, there's no medicine for this place, all right? The MP says Babylon has suddenly fallen and is shattered. Well for her, if you care to. Get balm for her, incurable pain. Perhaps she may be healed. We would have healed Babylon, but she was not to be healed. Abandon her and let each captive, interesting, it says captive there, each captive return to his own country. For her guilt and judgment have reached to heaven and are lifted up to the skies. And the KJV says, we would have healed Babylon, but she is not healed. Forsake her and let us go every one into his own country. For her judgment reaches unto heaven and is lifted up even to the skies. All right. And so that's what's basically this place has been reduced to. The Lord is about to bring a famine upon this land, and it's going to go so far. It's going to bring, let me get this, matter of fact, let me throw another scripture in there. It's going to bring to the people to the point where they're going to be cannibals, okay? They're going to gnaw on one another, all right? I think there's another scripture in Isaiah that actually says that. Chew upon the arm or something like that. But anyways, Lamentations 4:8, their visage is blacker than the coal. They are not known in the streets. Their skin cleaveth to their bones. It is withered. It has become like a stick, because it's describing someone who's emaciated, has to have food and water in a long period. They that be slain with the sword are better than they that be slain with hunger. All right, because the sword is a quick death. Even if, it's 5 minutes or whatever, it's still a quick death. Whether versus someone dying from hunger, which they could still be here for 2 weeks, 3 weeks. They could be here a whole month, just sitting there stuck to the point where they can't even move. Flies, flying all off of them. Okay, bugs crawling over, picking off of them. A rat might come and chew on their toenails or something like that, and their toes, but they can't move. They're too weak to even fight or fend for themselves. Just stuck there in a position because they have no energy. It says, because for these pine away, stricken through for want of the fruits of the field. Sustenance, food. The hands of the pitiful women have sodden their own children. Sodden means to boil or bake, cook them, right? Cook their own children up. Have sodden their own children. They were their meat in the destruction of the daughter of my people. All right, and several counts where there has been famine as well as cannibalism, and that is something that is coming to America. All right, Babylon the Great in this time of Jacob's trouble. All right, when all hell is going to break loose. Okay, and this place is going to be reduced to a state of cannibalism. All right, it's gonna come to a point where people are going to be going upside each other's head for dumpster food. All right, Let me see here. Is it 15? For the lack of bread and tribulation. People are going to go upside each other's heads for dumpster food, man. Okay? Because there's going to be nothing. Then they're going to be in what, survival mode. Yeah, we'll read down into it. 2 Esdras 15-14. Woe to the world and them that dwell therein, for the sword and their destruction draweth nigh. All right, the time is near. Okay, and one people shall stand up and fight against another. What does it say in Isaiah 19? That he's going to set the Egyptians against the Egyptians. It's talking about the American people. All right, and fight against another, and swords in their hands, weapons. For there shall be sedition among men, and invading one another. They shall not regard their kings nor princes, and the course of their actions shall stand in their power. Yeah, that's the uproars of the people. Okay, riots and protests and things of that nature, which there's some things going on. I haven't really had a chance to dig into the news this evening, but I did see a couple of things about some protests and, things of that nature. But like I said, I haven't really had a chance to sink my teeth into anything just yet. It says, a man shall desire to go into a city and shall not be able. Yeah, because of curfews, lockdowns, martial law, whatever the case may be. Okay. For because of their pride, the city shall be troubled, the houses shall be destroyed, and men shall be afraid. So if men are going to be afraid, I think the scripture says, every man put his hands on the loins as a woman in travail, like a pregnant woman, basically. So if that's going to be the men, then what more the women, the weaker vessel? Okay. People, it says, men's hearts failing them for fear, straight giving up the ghost, having heart attacks, stroking out and stuff like that. See? Men shall be afraid. A man shall have no pity upon his neighbor, but shall destroy their houses with the sword, with their weapons, right? And spoil their goods, take their goods from them. Because why? Of the lack of bread and for great tribulation. So it's a lack of food and all hell is breaking loose at the same time. So you got chaos breaking forth and people are hungry. Okay? It's gonna come to the point where people are gonna dumpster dive. Just like they showed you, no, actually that wasn't that movie. They were in a grocery store with that movie, The Mist, but they didn't like raid this. Well, actually, yeah. I think in that movie people were raiding the stores. It's been a while since I watched. I have to watch that movie again, The Mist. But I know because I think there was one scene in there where there was even a cop in there, and nobody was regarding the cop because the cop wasn't regarding them. He had his own family. He had his own family that he had to, fend for and get items for. Okay, but the point I was getting to is people are going to get to the point where they're actually going to want to bust through these box stores. They might have to set troops outside of a Walmart or something like that because people are going to get to the point where, hey, y'all got food in here. We need some food. My baby's hungry. Da da da. And they're going to have to put troops out there. Now, I'm not saying it's going to happen, but it's just the scenario. Okay? Because people are going to want to eat, and they're going to go upside whoever's heads to get it. And that's why we want protection from the Lord, so we don't have to play a part in that madness. Okay? And even more so, knowing that the scripture said that the Lord's servant shall eat. But people are going to be going crazy out here. Let me read it again. A man shall have no pity upon his neighbor. Matthew 24:12. The love of many shall wax cold. But shall destroy their houses with the sword and spoil their goods because of the lack of bread and for great tribulation. Okay, and this is the mass chaos that the Lord is going to bring upon Babylon the Great, because he is reducing this place to nothing. That's why we read that first scripture, that Jeremiah 51. We would have healed Babylon, but she is not healed. Okay, this place is dwindling. This place is going out of business permanently. But before it's all over with, Esau is going to try to set forth this new system because he thinks he's going to be in power and stay in power forever, but he's not. Okay, but keeping on, the point with these people. All right, people are complaining about the price of living and cost of gas and food and this, that, and the third thing. And anyone who's not complaining is just because it hasn't hit them yet. That's all. It hasn't hit them yet because it is going to come universal, even to us. But that's why we're cleaving to the Lord. Okay, and these people are gonna, they're gonna go at each other's necks. All right, when the time comes. Okay, so yeah, so this is what's happening. All right, people fleeing America, people living in RVs, people living in cars, people becoming homeless, jobless, and everything else you could think of. All right, people dumpster, which not like I said, dumpster divers are not new, obviously not, but we're at a point now where that's becoming a normal thing. And like I said, the one thing I noticed was, face value, because we don't really know for sure, but face value, everybody in this video were all Edomites, man, because this is their kingdom. This is their kingdom. But their rulers, their leaders, their older brothers and sisters, all right, took the blessing that was for all of them, hoarded it to themselves, and then put them out there. And now they're doing this. While they're sitting up there in mansions and mini mansions and have all the wealth and substance and, whatever, to keep themselves as healthy as possible when you get the garbage like everyone else. So you shouldn't be mad at us Israelites. You should be mad at your leaders. But I'm going to leave it at that. Lord willing, you edify to next thing I'm going to say shalom. Or if I remember, I'll put that link down there in the description. Shalom.